The final stop on the 1993 Supercross Tour and the final Supercross for Guy Cooper, admired and indeed loved by the fans, made Cooper's decision a difficult one.
Yes, it does make the decision really hard. I've been busted up quite a bit the last few years, and Monday mornings, Tuesday mornings start to get pretty hard to get up from, and it's just one of those things where I'm taking chances. I'm taking chances that I probably shouldn't be taking, and it's, I think, in my safety, and I would like to just watch the younger riders come up. I think it's time to back out.
If this was a storybook, Cooper, in his last official start, would come from behind to claim the first Supercross victory of his career. But it's not a storybook. It's Las Vegas, and the odds were stacked against the rider that came through the ranks as a privateer. He earned a factory job late in his career and blossomed into one of the most popular riders in the history of the sport. From the drop of the gate, Cooper later said he was tense and did not ride well. Out front and showing blazing speed in the early going was Ezra Lusk, who had spent most of the season in the 125 ranks. Now behind Lusk came Larry Brooks, Eric Kehoe, Steve Lamson, Cooper, and then Jeff Stanton. Back in the pack, in fact, he was in 13th place at the end of the opening lap, was Jeremy McGrath. Now Cooper made the first major mistake of the race and silenced those fans holding out for a Cooper win. We'll watch it again. Cooper slammed into the face of a stubborn whoop and simply couldn't hang on. Now check this out. In 5 laps, McGrath, who started 13th, was up to 4th and pounding on the rear wheel of Larry Brooks for 3rd. No problem. McGrath had another 15 laps to catch the leaders and win his 11th main event of the season. With momentum on his side, McGrath caught Jeff Stanton, and the battle for second was on. The battle, though, would not last long. Coming up, a rare, in fact, in this record-breaking Showtime season, an almost unheard of Jeremy McGrath mistake. McGrath sets up on the outside of this whoop section and cuts to the inside. His intent probably was to deliver a block pass on Stanton. Instead, he ended the season in the bails. Now we'll watch it again. McGrath misses what would have been a spectacular move by inches. Near the midway mark of the 20-lap main event, Ezra Lusk was still in control of the tempo of the race. Unfortunately, he lost control of a Suzuki in a rough set of whoops and handed the lead to Jeff Stanton. Lusk returned to the battle in second place, but company in the persons of Kawasaki teammates Mike LaRocco and Mike Kiedrowski was on the way. Kiedrowski had started 12th, LaRocco 9th. They hooked up on lap number 8 and were mowing the competition down. Within a couple of laps, the pressure was on Lusk, and the youngster from Georgia made another mistake. In the closing laps, the Kawasaki riders gained on Stanton and in fact seemed poised to challenge for the #1 position. But each time they drew close to Stanton, Stanton would pick up the pace and pull away. Among the three, perhaps Stanton wanted the win most of all. He had not tasted the champagne of victory thus far in the season, and he was long overdue. In the end, it was Stanton and LaRocco as Kiedrowski fell off the pace. The 1993 Supercross season was down to the final jumps and the final corners. And the last race belonged to the defending Supercross champion, Jeff Stanton. In cruise control, he headed for the finish line jump, and victory was his. Here are the results of the final Supercross of the season. Stanton, LaRocco, Kiedrowski, Lamson, and Lusk were in the top 5. Cooper, Henry, Brooks, McGrath, Kehoe. Coming up, Jeff Stanton.
If I can say it's about bloody time, huh? That was a nice ride, but you waited a little too long to do it. Yeah, it's too bad it happened to happen at the end and not the beginning, but I said in San Jose it's a rebuild time for me, so it's a good way to rebuild for up to next year.
McGrath's championship points margin, 57 over Kiedrowski. He could have stayed home the last 2.